3 months. That's how long Zara and Daesung had been back in New York. 3 months of peace, of building their life together, of falling deeper in love. 3 months of pretending the danger was over. But Ryan Kang wasn't done. And neither was his father. While Zara was discovering a secret that would change everything, 2 pink lines on a test that made her heart stop, Ryan was making a deal with people even more dangerous than his uncle. A deal that would put Daesung in a position he'd never been in before, completely vulnerable. And when the most powerful man in 3 countries falls, his pregnant wife becomes his only hope for survival. Welcome to part 4, where Zara stops being protected and becomes the protector. If you haven't watched parts 1, 2, and 3, the links are in the description. Go binge them now because this is the culmination of everything. You guys absolutely blew up the comments on part 3, and I saw all your theories. Some of you were right, some of you are about to be shocked. Before we jump in, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications because this part is going to be intense. Now let's get into it. The pregnancy test sat on the bathroom counter, mocking her with its certainty. Pregnant. Zara had suspected for 2 weeks, the fatigue, the nausea, the way her body felt different. But seeing the confirmation made it terrifyingly real. She was carrying Daesung's child. A child who would be born into a world of violence and danger. A child who would have a target on their back from birth. A child who deserved better than a mafia boss for a father and a woman still learning to navigate darkness for a mother. And yet, her hand went to her still flat stomach, and she felt something fierce and protective surge through her. This baby was theirs. Created from love that had started as revenge but became something real, something powerful, something worth protecting at any cost. Jagia? Daesung's voice called from the bedroom. You've been in there for 20 minutes. Are you okay? Zara looked at herself in the mirror. 3 months ago, she'd been a woman scorned, broken, traded away like property. Now she was Mrs. Kang, wife to one of the most powerful men alive, trained in combat and weaponry, confident in ways she'd never been with Ryan. And now, she was going to be a mother. I'm fine, she called back, grabbing the test and taking a deep breath. Actually, I need to tell you something. She opened the door to find Daesung sitting on the bed, looking unfairly handsome in casual clothes, his silver-streaked hair still damp from his morning shower. The tattoos on his neck and arms were visible, reminders of the dangerous man he was. The dangerous man she loved. What's wrong? He stood immediately, reading her expression. Are you sick? Do we need to call a doctor? I'm not sick. She held out the test. I'm pregnant. The silence stretched for 3 heartbeats. Then Daesung moved, crossing the room in 2 strides, taking the test from her hands and staring at it like it held the secrets of the universe. Pregnant, he repeated, his voice rough. We're going to have a baby. Yes. Zara watched his face carefully. I know this wasn't planned. I know your world is dangerous. I know this complicates everything. He kissed her. Desperately, deeply, his hands cupping her face like she was the most precious thing in existence. When he pulled back, his eyes were wet. I never thought I'd have this, he whispered. After Yunesio died, after 30 years alone. I never let myself imagine a family. Children. A future beyond survival. His hand moved to her stomach, gentle and reverent. And now you're giving me everything. You're not scared? I'm terrified, he admitted. I'm 51 years old. I've killed people. I run criminal organizations. I'm the worst possible choice for a father. His voice cracked. But I'm also more grateful than I've ever been. Because this baby is ours, Zara. And I will protect both of you with everything I have. She pulled him close, and they stood there in their bedroom, holding each other, marveling at the life they'd created. Neither of them knew that across the city, Ryan Kang was planning their destruction. Ryan sat in his father's office, nursing his 3rd whiskey of the afternoon. He humiliated us, Gregory said, pacing like a caged animal. My own brother put his hands on me. Threatened to destroy everything I've built. And for what? Some woman his nephew was smart enough to trade away. She wasn't just some woman, Ryan muttered. She was mine. For 3 years. And he stole her. He didn't steal her. You threw her away. Gregory's look was scathing. Your weakness created this situation. Your inability to see value beyond dollar signs. Ryan's hand clenched around his glass. So what do we do? He's too powerful to attack directly. He has connections we can't match. We don't attack him directly. We attack his weakness. Gregory pulled out his phone, showing Ryan a photo. He has a wife he loves. A woman with a business, a routine, vulnerabilities. If we take her, he'll do anything to get her back. Including walking into a trap. Ryan looked at the photo of Zara leaving her office, and something twisted in his chest. He'd lost her. Watching her at that gala, seeing how she looked at Daesung with genuine love while she'd only ever looked at Ryan with obligation, it had broken something in him. But broken things could be dangerous. What kind of trap? I have contacts. People who've wanted to take Daesung down for years but couldn't find an opening. Gregory smiled coldly. If we give them that opening, if we deliver Zara to them as bait, they'll handle the rest. And when Daesung is dead, we take everything he built. And Zara? Collateral damage. Gregory poured himself whiskey. You'll move on. Find someone more appropriate. Someone who knows her place. Ryan should have felt something, guilt, hesitation, anything. But 3 months of festering resentment had poisoned whatever he'd felt for Zara. When? He asked. Soon. She has a site visit scheduled next week. Brooklyn Development Project. We'll hit her there, take her somewhere Daesung can't find until we're ready. Gregory raised his glass. To family. And revenge. Ryan clinked glasses with his father, sealing Zara's fate. Or so they thought. The next week, Zara hadn't told anyone else about the pregnancy. She wanted to wait until she'd seen a doctor, confirmed everything was healthy, made it real before sharing with the world. But keeping the secret from Daesung was impossible. He'd become impossibly attentive, constantly checking on her, adjusting her schedule to reduce stress, researching prenatal vitamins and pregnancy nutrition with an intensity that was both adorable and overwhelming. You know I'm only like 6 weeks along, right? She said one morning, watching him arrange a breakfast that looked like it came from a nutrition textbook. I'm not made of glass. You're carrying my child. You're more precious than glass. He set down a plate of perfectly balanced protein, vegetables, and whole grains. And I'm going to take care of both of you. What if it's a girl? Zara asked suddenly. A daughter. In your world. Daesung sat down across from her, his expression serious. Then I'll teach her to be dangerous. To protect herself. To never let anyone make her feel weak. He took her hand. And I'll destroy anyone who tries to hurt her. Just like I'll destroy anyone who tries to hurt you. Very romantic. Threatening murder before breakfast. I'm a romantic at heart. He kissed her knuckles. Now eat. You have that site visit at 11. The Brooklyn Development Project was Zara's pride and joy, a mixed-use building that would include affordable housing, community spaces, and sustainable design elements. She'd been working on it for 6 months, and today was the final walkthrough before breaking ground. India met her at the site, hard hat already on. Ready to see our baby become real? Speaking of babies, Zara started, then stopped. She wanted to tell India, but something made her hesitate. Some instinct that said wait. Not yet. Speaking of babies, what? Nothing. Let's go see the site. The construction area was busy with contractors, engineers, and city inspectors. Zara spent 2 hours reviewing plans, discussing timeline, approving materials. Professional. Focused. Exactly what she loved about her work. She didn't notice the van parked across the street. Didn't see the men watching her every move. Didn't realize she was being hunted until it was too late. I need to grab some documents from my car, she told India. I'll be right back. Want me to come? No, keep the inspector happy. I'll be 2 minutes. Zara walked to her car parked half a block away, pulling out her keys. The street was quieter here, away from the construction noise. Later, she'd recognize that as a red flag. But in the moment, she was thinking about the baby, about Daesung, about how lucky she was to have found this life. She never saw them coming. One moment she was unlocking her car. The next, a cloth covered her mouth and nose, chemical smell overwhelming, arms grabbing her from behind. She tried to fight, Jinwoo had trained her for this, but the chloroform was fast. Her vision blurred. Her limbs went heavy. The last thing she saw before darkness claimed her was a familiar face. Ryan. Sorry, Zara, he said, and he actually looked sad. But you chose the wrong side. Then nothing. Daesung was in a meeting when Jinwoo burst in, face pale. Sir, we have a problem. Mrs. Kong isn't answering her phone. Her security detail lost visual contact 30 minutes ago. Her car is still at the Brooklyn site, but she's not in it. The room went cold. Find her, Daesung said, his voice deadly calm. Now. Use every resource we have. I want security footage, witnesses, everything. And find out who was working that site today. Already on it. Sir. Jinwoo hesitated. Her phone's last location pinged near the site, then went dark. That's professional. Whoever took her knew what they were doing. Daesung stood, and everyone in the room instinctively backed away from the rage radiating off him. If anyone has touched my wife, I will burn this city to the ground. Get me answers. Now. His phone rang. Unknown number. He answered. Where is she? Uncle. Ryan's voice, trying for confident but landing on nervous. We need to talk. Where is my wife? Safe. For now. And she'll stay that way, if you do exactly what I say. Daesung's hand clenched around the phone so hard the screen cracked. Ryan, I'm going to give you one chance to end this. Tell me where Zara is, and I'll make your death quick. Refuse, and I'll make you beg for it. You're not in a position to make threats. We have Zara. And if you want to see her alive again, you'll meet me. Alone. No security, no weapons, no backup. Tonight at midnight. I'll send you the location. If you hurt her. You'll what? You're 51 years old, uncle. Past your prime. And we both know it. Ryan's voice hardened. Midnight. Come alone, or she dies. And uncle? She's been asking for you. Crying for you, actually. It's pathetic. Just like you thinking you could keep her safe. The line went dead. Jinwoo was already moving. It's a trap. He wants you vulnerable so he can. I know it's a trap. Daesung's voice was ice. I don't care. Find me that location the second he sends it. Prepare the team for extraction. And Jinwoo? Get me everything we have on Ryan and Gregory's movements over the past month. They didn't plan this alone. What are you going to do? Exactly what they expect. Walk into their trap. Daesung's smile was terrifying. They think taking Zara makes me weak. They're about to learn it makes me unstoppable. Okay, I need everyone to breathe because this is getting intense. Ryan really kidnapped Zara? And she's pregnant? Drop a comment if you want to see Zara go full assassin mode when she wakes up, and please hit that like button because this took me hours to write. We're getting to the best part, I promise. Keep watching. Zara woke to darkness and the smell of mildew. Her head throbbed. Her mouth tasted like chemicals. And her hands were zip-tied behind her back. Memories flooded back. The grab. The chloroform. Ryan's apologetic face. Rage cut through the fear. They'd taken her. Put their hands on her. Threatened her baby, because that's what this was really about. Her child. Daesung's child. She tested the zip ties. Tight, but she'd practiced this. Jin-woo had shown her how to break them if she had the right angle. The room was small, concrete, windowless. Abandoned warehouse, probably. Classic kidnapping location. She was alone for now, but voices echoed from somewhere nearby. Zara took stock. They'd taken her phone, her keys. But they'd missed the small knife Jin-woo had given her, tucked into the custom sheath sewn into her jacket lining. Amateurs. She maneuvered until she could reach it, awkward with her hands bound, but doable. The blade cut through the zip ties in 30 seconds. Free. Zara stood slowly, testing her balance. Still dizzy from the chloroform, but functional. She moved to the door, pressed her ear against it. Said midnight. He'll come, Gregory. He's stupid for her. Ryan's voice. And his father's reply, of course he'll come. Love makes people predictable. When he arrives, our contacts will handle him. The Zhao triad has wanted Daesung dead for years. Zara's blood ran cold. Zhao triad. She remembered Daesung mentioning them, a Chinese organization that had tried to move into his territory. The ones he'd fought off, whose members he'd killed. They'd come for revenge. And Ryan and Gregory had gift-wrapped Daesung for them. What about Zara? Ryan asked. She's leverage now. Corpse later. Does it matter? Zara pressed her hand to her stomach. Like hell she was dying here. Like hell she was letting them use her to kill Daesung. She checked the small room. Concrete walls, metal door, air vent too small to crawl through. One way out, through the door and past however many men they had guarding her. Good thing Jin-woo had made her dangerous. Zara positioned herself beside the door, knife ready. Then she started screaming. Help. Please. Somebody help me. Footsteps approached. The door opened. A large man stepped in, gun in hand but lowered. Shut up or I'll. Zara moved. Knee to his groin, exactly like Jin-woo taught her. As he doubled over, she grabbed his gun hand, twisted until he dropped the weapon, then brought her knife to his throat. How many others? She hissed. F4. Plus the Kangs. Where's my husband being led? Loading dock. East side. Midnight. Zara hit him with the butt of his own gun, and he crumpled. She grabbed the weapon, familiar weight, Jin-woo had trained her on this exact model, and checked the magazine. Full. She stepped into the hallway. Abandoned warehouse confirmed. Voices echoed from deeper inside. Zara moved like Jin-woo had taught her. Quick, quiet, aware of her surroundings. She took out the second guard with surprise and precision, the third with a bullet to the leg when he reached for his radio. By the time she reached the main warehouse floor, she had 2 guns and the cold certainty that she would kill anyone who stood between her and her husband. Ryan and Gregory stood near the loading dock with 2 Asian men in expensive suits. Zhao triad, definitely. They were checking weapons, preparing for Daesung's arrival. Zara checked her phone. They'd tossed it on a nearby table, turned off but not destroyed. She powered it on, sent a quick text to Jin-woo with her location, then turned it off again. 11:47 p.m. 13 minutes until Daesung walked into an ambush. She had to warn him. Or better yet, turn the ambush around. Zara climbed to the catwalk overhead, positioning herself with a clear view of the loading dock. The warehouse was dark except for spotlights near the entrance. They'd planned to illuminate Daesung, make him an easy target. Instead, they'd made themselves targets. At 11:58, headlights appeared outside. A single black car. No security vehicles. No backup. He'd actually come alone. The car stopped, and Daesung stepped out. Even from here, Zara could see the tension in his shoulders, the rage barely contained beneath his calm exterior. He walked toward the loading dock, hands visible and empty. Ryan, he called. I'm here. Let Zara go. Ryan stepped into the light, and Zara saw his face, conflicted, guilty, but committed to this path. You came alone. Good. Maybe you're not completely stupid. Where is my wife? She's fine. Scared, but fine. Ryan gestured, and one of the Zhao men brought out a phone, showing video of the room where Zara had been held. Empty now, but Daesung wouldn't know that. Let me see her. In person. That's not how this works, uncle. See, you have something we want. Your empire. Your connections. Your territory. And we're going to take it. By killing me? Daesung's voice was calm. You think the organization will just accept that? Jin Woo will hunt you down. Madame Choi will disavow you. You'll be dead within a week. We'll take our chances. Gregory stepped into view. You should have stayed gone, brother. Should have kept your revenge fantasies in Korea. But you came back, flaunted your happiness, humiliated us. Now you pay. The Zhao triad members raised their weapons. And Zara fired. Her first shot took out the spotlight, plunging the area into darkness. Her second and third shots hit the Zhao men, not kill shots. Jin Woo would be proud, but enough to disarm them. Chaos erupted. Daesung moved fast, 25 years of combat experience taking over. He disarmed the first Zhao member, using the man's body as a shield against return fire. Zara provided cover, her shots precise, keeping Gregory and Ryan pinned. Zara? Daesung's voice, shocked and relieved. Little busy, husband. Duck. He dropped as she fired over his head, taking out another threat. Then headlights flooded the warehouse. Multiple vehicles. Jin Woo had gotten her message. Doors slammed. Footsteps. Voices shouting in Korean. Jin Woo's team poured in, professional and deadly, securing the warehouse in under 2 minutes. The Zhao triad members were disarmed and restrained. Gregory and Ryan tried to run but were caught immediately. And Zara climbed down from the catwalk, slightly dizzy, definitely nauseous, but alive. Daesung caught her before her knees could buckle. You escaped, he said, checking her over frantically. You took out guards. You saved me. You came alone into a trap for me. Of course I saved you. Are you hurt? The baby. We're fine. Both of us. She kissed him. But we're having words later about you walking into ambushes without backup. Says the woman who took on 4 armed guards while pregnant. I had surprise and Jin Woo's training. He laughed, slightly manic with relief. You're magnificent. Terrifying. I love you so much. Love you too. Now can we handle the family drama? I'm tired and nauseous and I really want to go home. Jin Woo approached, professional as always. Sir, ma'am. The Zhao members are secured. Mr. Gregory Kong and Mr. Ryan Kong are available for questioning. Daesung's expression went cold. He kissed Zara's forehead, settled her in a chair one of his men brought over, then approached where Gregory and Ryan were being held at gunpoint. You kidnapped my pregnant wife, Daesung said conversationally. Drugged her. Threatened to kill her. Used her as bait to murder me. I'm trying to decide appropriate consequences. Ryan had gone white. Pregnant? Did I stutter? My wife is carrying my child. The child you put in danger. The wife you had your hands on. Daesung's voice dropped. I should kill you both right now. It would be justified. Satisfying. And no one would question it. Daesung, please, Gregory started. Shut up. You don't get to speak. Daesung looked at Jin Woo. The Zhao triad. They were after my territory? Yes, sir. They saw this as an opportunity to eliminate you and expand into your operations. Turn them over to Madame Choi. Let her handle it the old way. They broke the treaty by working with outsiders. He turned back to his brother and nephew. As for you two. Daesung crouched down to their level. I could kill you. I want to. But my wife is pregnant, and I don't want my child's first memory of their father to be murder. His smile was cold. So instead, I'm going to destroy you financially. Socially. Professionally. By this time tomorrow, Kong Industries will be bankrupt. Your investors will abandon you. Your assets will be frozen. And everyone in our world will know you collaborated with the Zhao triad against family. You can't, Gregory protested. I can. I will. And there's nothing you can do about it. Daesung stood. You're dead to me. Both of you. If I see you again, if you come near my wife or child again, I won't be merciful. Understand? Both men nodded, defeated. Get them out of my sight. Jin Woo's men hauled Gregory and Ryan away. Daesung returned to Zara, kneeling before her chair. Are you sure you're okay? We should get you to a hospital. I'm fine. Promise. She took his face in her hands. But I'm also done with being protected like I'm helpless. Tonight proved I can handle myself. Tonight proved you're a badass who scares me almost as much as I love you. He kissed her palms. But you also took unnecessary risks. To save you. Like you would for me. That's different. Why? Because you're the man? The mafia boss? Zara raised an eyebrow. We're partners, Daniel. Equals. You protect me, I protect you. That's how this works. He stared at her, then laughed. You're right. You're absolutely right. Partners. Good. Now take me home. Your baby is hungry and your wife wants a bath. Anything you want, Chagia. Anything you want. 3 days later, Zara sat in a doctor's office, Daesung holding her hand with barely concealed anxiety. Everything looks perfect, the doctor said, smiling at the ultrasound screen. 6 weeks, healthy heartbeat, right on track. Congratulations. Daesung stared at the screen, at the tiny flickering heartbeat, and Zara saw tears on his face. That's our baby, he whispered. That's our baby, she confirmed. He kissed her, soft and reverent, and Zara felt her heart overflow. They'd started as enemies of a sort, her seeking revenge, him seeking redemption. They'd become partners in darkness. And now they were becoming a family. When can we tell people? Daesung asked. I want to wait until 12 weeks. Make sure everything stays healthy. Whatever you want. But Chagia? I need to tell Jinwoo. Security reasons. And Madame Choi will never forgive me if she hears it from someone else. Zara laughed. Fine. Jinwoo and Madame Choi. But no one else. That evening, they had Jinwoo and Madame Choi to the penthouse for dinner. You called us both here, Madame Choi observed. This is either very good news or very bad news. Good news, Zara said, smiling. We're having a baby. The silence lasted 3 seconds. Then Madame Choi burst into tears, pulled Zara into a hug, and started talking rapid Korean about babies and blessings and joy. Jinwoo actually smiled, full smile, not his usual professional half smile, and bowed deeply to both of them. Congratulations, sir. Ma'am. I'll adjust security protocols immediately. You're not turning my pregnancy into a military operation, Zara protested. I absolutely am, Jinwoo said. With respect, ma'am, you're carrying the heir to one of the most powerful organizations in 3 countries. That requires protection. He's right, Daesung said. But we'll be reasonable about it. Reasonable meaning I still get to work and live my life. Reasonable meaning yes, with appropriate security. They argued about it over dinner, but it was playful, warm. Madame Choi kept touching Zara's stomach, already talking about knitting baby clothes. Jinwoo discussed security measures with Daesung while pretending not to be excited. It felt like family. After they left, Zara and Daesung stood at their penthouse window, watching the city lights. Ryan and Gregory? Zara asked. What happened to them? Kong Industries filed for bankruptcy this morning. All their assets were seized to pay debts. Investors pulled out. The board voted them both out. Daesung's voice was satisfied. They're ruined. Financially, socially, professionally. And the Zhao triad? Madame Choi handled them. Let's just say they won't be a problem again. Should I ask? Probably not. And we're safe? We're safe. He turned her to face him. I know there will always be some danger in my world. But I promise you, I will do everything in my power to give our child a good life. A safe life. A life full of love. Our child is lucky, Zara said softly. To have you as a father. I'm the lucky one. You gave me everything I thought I'd lost, love, family, hope. You saved my life in more ways than one. He knelt, pressing his lips to her stomach. Both of you. 3 months ago, Zara had been broken, betrayed, lost. Now she was found. Powerful. Loved. And about to become a mother. Ryan had traded her for money. His biggest mistake. Because Daesung had claimed her for love. And built her an empire. 6 weeks passed in peaceful domesticity. Zara's business thrived, her pregnancy progressed healthily, and Daesung transformed into the most attentive husband imaginable. He read pregnancy books obsessively, renovated one of the penthouse bedrooms into a nursery, and banned anything even remotely stressful from Zara's life. It was perfect. Too perfect. You've been quiet lately, Zara observed one afternoon when India came by the office. They were reviewing final plans for the Brooklyn development, now fully funded and breaking ground next month. India looked up from her laptop, and something flickered across her face. Have I? Just focused, I guess. We've been friends for 8 years. I know when something's wrong. It's nothing. Really. India smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Just adjusting to all the changes. What changes? You know. You're married now. Pregnant. Building this whole new life with Daesung. India's voice was carefully neutral. You're different. Different how? I don't know. Softer? Happier? India closed her laptop. Look, forget I said anything. I'm being stupid. Hormonal or something. But Zara couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. That evening, she mentioned it to Daesung while they prepared dinner together, a ritual they'd maintained despite his increasingly protective tendencies. India seemed strange today. Distant. Daesung chopped vegetables with practiced precision. Strange how? I can't explain it. Just off. She made a comment about me being different since we got married. Like it was a bad thing. You are different. You're confident, powerful, loved. Maybe she's jealous. India? No. She's my best friend. She's been celebrating every win with me. People change when their friends' lives improve beyond their own. He scraped vegetables into the pan. Not saying that's definitely what's happening. Just, be aware. Zara wanted to dismiss it. But over the next few weeks, India's behavior became harder to ignore. She started asking invasive questions about Daesung. About his businesses. About his other activities. About whether Zara ever felt scared or trapped. Why would I feel trapped? Zara asked during one particularly pointed conversation. Because he's controlling. I've noticed how he dictates your schedule, your security, your diet. That's not partnership, Zara. That's ownership. He's protective because I'm pregnant with his child. That's not the same as controlling. Isn't it? India leaned forward. Be honest. Do you ever miss your old life? Before him? When you were independent, making your own choices, not living under the shadow of a criminal? Zara stood. I think we're done for today. I'm trying to help you. No, you're trying to poison my marriage. I don't know why, but I need you to stop. India's expression hardened. Fine. But when you realize what you've gotten yourself into, don't say I didn't warn you. After she left, Zara sat at her desk, shaking. That evening, she told Daesung everything. I want her investigated, he said immediately. Something's not right. She's my friend. Friends don't try to undermine your marriage. Friends don't plant seeds of doubt about your husband. His jaw was tight. Let Jinwoo look into her background. Just to be safe. Reluctantly, Zara agreed. 3 days later, Jinwoo presented his findings. India Wellington, he said, pulling up a file. Age 32. Your business partner for 5 years. Excellent architect, clean record, no criminal connections. He paused. But 3 months ago, she started making unusual inquiries. About Mr. Kang's businesses. His associates. His properties in Korea. Zara's stomach dropped. What kind of inquiries? The kind someone makes when they're gathering information for a third party. She's been meeting with someone. A private investigator named Joshua Webb. He specializes in corporate espionage and exposés. Exposés? Daesung's voice went cold. She's planning to expose me? Possibly. Or she's gathering leverage. Either way, she's been surveilling both of you. Your routines, your security, your private conversations. Jinwoo pulled up photos, India outside their building, outside Zara's doctor's office, outside the penthouse late at night. This is stalking, Mrs. Kang. Professional stalking. Zara felt sick. Why would she do this? May I speak freely? Jinwoo asked. Always. I think she's in love with you. And she resents Mr. Kang for taking you away from her. The words hung in the air. That's ridiculous, Zara said. But even as she spoke, memories surfaced. India's intensity about her friendship with Zara. Her anger when Zara started dating Ryan. Her barely concealed joy when that relationship ended. Her coldness toward Daesung from the beginning. It would explain the behavior, Daesung said carefully. The possessiveness. The attempts to drive a wedge between us. What do I do? Confront her. With security present. Find out what she wants, what she's planning. Daesung took her hand. And if necessary, end the partnership. I know she's your friend, Wellington Jajia Wellington. But she's also a threat. The next day, Zara called India to the office. Jinwoo and 2 security personnel waited in the adjacent room, ready to intervene if necessary. India arrived looking defensive. This feels like an ambush. Sit down, India. Zara. Sit. Down. India sat. Zara laid out the photos Jinwoo had compiled. India outside the penthouse. India photographing Zara and Daesung. India meeting with the private investigator. Explain this. India's face went pale, then red. You had me investigated? You've been stalking me. So yes. I had you investigated. Now explain. For a long moment, India said nothing. Then, I was trying to protect you. By hiring a private investigator to dig into my husband's past. By following me. By photographing us. You don't understand what you've gotten into. India's voice rose. Daesung is dangerous. Criminal. He's killed people, Zara. He runs illegal operations across 3 countries. And you're just, okay with that? That's my choice to make. Not yours. But you're my friend. My best friend. And I'm watching you throw your life away on some gangster who's going to get you killed. Is this really about concern? Or is this about something else? India went very still. What are you implying? Jinwoo thinks you're in love with me. That you resent Daesung for taking me away from you. That's insane. Is it? Because looking back at our friendship, at your reactions to my relationships, at your obsession with my marriage, it makes sense. India stood abruptly. I'm not in love with you. I'm trying to save you from making the biggest mistake of your life. By stalking me? By trying to destroy my marriage? By gathering information to, what? Blackmail my husband? Expose him? Ruin us? I was documenting evidence of his criminal activities to show you who he really is. I know who he is. Zara stood too, hand instinctively going to her pregnant belly. I know everything about him. The good and the bad. And I chose him anyway. Just like he chose me. You're pregnant with his child. You feel trapped. I feel loved. Protected. Cherished. Things I never felt with Ryan. Things I've never felt with anyone else. Zara took a breath. I'm sorry you can't accept that. But this partnership is over. I'm buying out your share of the firm. You'll be compensated fairly, but I need you gone. India's eyes filled with tears. You're choosing him over me? Over 8 years of friendship? You chose to betray my trust. To invade my privacy. To try to destroy my happiness. Zara's voice softened. If you'd come to me honestly with concerns, we could have talked. But you went behind my back. Hired investigators. Stalked us. That's not friendship, India. That's obsession. I love you, India whispered. I've loved you for years. And watching you with him, knowing he gets you when I've been by your side all along, it's killing me. I'm sorry you're hurting. But I'm not responsible for your feelings. And I can't have someone in my life who can't respect my choices. India wiped her eyes. What if I promise to back off? Stop the investigation? Accept your marriage? I don't trust you anymore. That's the problem. Zara pulled out documents her lawyer had prepared. These are buyout terms. They're generous. Sign them, and we can part ways professionally. And if I don't? Then my husband's lawyers will tie you up in litigation for years. Your choice. India looked at the papers, at Zara, at the photos documenting her obsession. Then she signed. For what it's worth, she said quietly, I really was trying to protect you. Maybe my motives weren't pure. But I do care about you. I know. But caring about someone doesn't give you the right to control their life. India left without another word. After she was gone, Daesung emerged from the adjacent room where he'd been listening. Are you okay? No. But I will be. Zara leaned into him. She was my friend. And she betrayed me. I'm sorry, Wellington Jagia Wellington. I know that hurts. The worst part? A tiny part of me wonders if she was right. If I am making a mistake. Daesung pulled back to look at her. Do you feel trapped? Controlled? No. But I've changed so much. My whole life is different. Different bad or different good? Zara thought about it. Her business was more successful than ever. She was financially independent despite Daesung's wealth. She'd learned to protect herself. She was about to become a mother. And she was loved, completely, desperately, unconditionally loved. Different good, she said. Really good. Then India was wrong. And you made the right choice. He kissed her forehead. Now let's go home. You need rest, and our baby needs dinner. The months that followed were calmer. Zara's pregnancy progressed beautifully. At 20 weeks, they learned they were having a girl. Daesung cried when the doctor revealed the gender. Actual tears streaming down his face as he stared at the ultrasound image of his daughter. A girl, he kept repeating. We're having a daughter. You wanted a girl? I wanted healthy. But yes. A daughter. A little girl I can spoil and protect and teach to be strong like her mother. They named her Yunesio Grace Kong. Yunesio for Daesung's first wife, Grace for Zara's mother. A bridge between their pasts and their future. The nursery was finished by week 30, traditional Korean elements mixed with modern design, every detail perfect. Madame Choi knitted blankets and sweaters. Jean Woo's team installed state-of-the-art security. Daesung read parenting books like they held the secrets to the universe. And Zara worked right up until week 38, finishing the Brooklyn project launch and ensuring her firm could run smoothly during her maternity leave. Labor started on a Tuesday evening. Zara was reviewing contracts when her water broke. She looked down at the puddle on their penthouse floor and said, very calmly, Daniel, it's time. Dae-sung, who'd been preparing dinner, dropped the knife he was holding. Time? Time for what? The baby. She's coming. For 3 seconds, the most dangerous man in 3 countries stood frozen, looking terrified. Then training kicked in. He grabbed the hospital bag they'd packed weeks ago, helped Zara into a jacket, called Jin-woo to prepare the car, and guided her to the elevator with shaking hands. Breathe, Zara said as another contraction hit. You breathe. I'm fine. Daniel, you're hyperventilating. I'm not, okay, maybe a little. The drive to the hospital was surreal. Dae-sung held her hand too tight, murmured reassurances that sounded like he was reassuring himself, and looked absolutely terrified in a way Zara had never seen. I've seen you face armed enemies without blinking, she observed between contractions. But labor scares you? Armed enemies I can fight. This? He gestured helplessly. I can't protect you from this. Can't make it easier. Can't do anything but watch you in pain. You can hold my hand. Tell me I'm doing great. And be there when our daughter arrives. I can do that. I will do that. He kissed her knuckles. You're the strongest person I know, Wellington Jajia Wellington. You're going to be amazing. Labor was long. Painful. Exhausting. But Dae-sung never left her side. Held her hand through every contraction. Wiped her forehead with cool cloths. Breathed with her. Encouraged her. And when she screamed that she couldn't do this anymore, he looked her in the eyes and said, yes, you can. You escaped kidnappers. You saved my life. You built an empire. You can do anything. Including this. At 3:47 a.m., Yuneseo Grace Kong entered the world screaming. Dae-sung cut the cord with hands that shook. Then he watched the nurses clean his daughter, check her vitals, swaddle her in soft blankets. When they placed her in his arms for the first time, he looked at Zara with such overwhelming love and gratitude that she started crying. She's perfect, he whispered. Look at her. She's absolutely perfect. She has your eyes, Zara said. She has your strength. I can already tell. Yuneseo had a head of dark hair, warm brown skin, and lungs that worked exceptionally well. She was beautiful. Healthy. Theirs. Over the next few days, the hospital room became a revolving door of visitors. Madame Choi brought traditional Korean gifts and blessed the baby. Jin-woo presented a custom-made security blanket with tracking capabilities, which Zara firmly vetoed. Dae-sung's business associates sent elaborate gifts. And through it all, Dae-sung barely left Zara and Yuneseo's side. He learned to change diapers, to swaddle, to soothe. He took night feedings without complaint. He stared at his daughter like she'd hung the moon. You're a natural, Zara observed one night, watching him rock Yuneseo back to sleep. I'm terrified I'm going to break her. You won't. You're already an amazing father. I want to be. I want to give her everything. Safety, love, opportunity. He looked at Zara. I want to give her the childhood I never had. The security. The stability. We will. Together. 6 weeks later, they held a traditional Korean celebration for Yuneseo's birth. The penthouse was filled with family, the family they'd chosen. Madame Choi. Jin-woo. Dae-sung's trusted associates. People who'd become their support system. There was Korean food, traditional blessings, gifts for the baby. And through it all, Dae-sung held his daughter like she was the most precious thing in existence. Because she was. That evening, after everyone had left and Yuneseo was asleep in her nursery, Zara and Dae-sung stood at their penthouse window watching the city lights. A year ago, I was planning a wedding to Ryan, Zara said softly. Thinking that was my future. My happiness. And now? Now I know what real happiness looks like. A husband who sees me. A daughter who's perfect. A life I built on my own terms. She turned to him. Thank you. For seeing me when I was invisible. For loving me when I was broken. For building this with me. Thank you for taking a chance on a dangerous old man with more baggage than sense. He kissed her softly. For saving my life in more ways than one. For giving me a family I never thought I'd have. We saved each other. We did. In her nursery, Yunesio made a soft sound. Not crying, just existing. Breathing. Being. They went to check on her together, standing over the crib watching their daughter sleep. She's going to ask questions someday, Zara said. About your work. Your past. The danger. And we'll answer honestly. Age appropriately, but honestly. Daesung stroked Yunesio's soft hair. I want her to know all of me. The good and the bad. And to make her own choices about what kind of person she wants to be. What if she wants nothing to do with your world? Then I'll support that. Hell, I'll celebrate it. I want her to have choices I never had. Freedom I never had. He looked at Zara. That's what you've given me. The belief that there's more to life than survival and power. That love and family matter more than empires. You've given me that too. Strength I didn't know I had. Courage to be exactly who I am. They stood there, two people who'd found each other in darkness and built something beautiful in the light. The phone rang. Daesung's business line. He ignored it. It rang again. You should get that, Zara said. It can wait. My family is more important. The words settled warm in Zara's chest. Family. That's what they were now. Not a revenge plot. Not a marriage of convenience. Not a mafia boss and his trophy wife. A family. Imperfect, unconventional, built on ashes and second chances. But theirs. And absolutely perfect. And that's it. That's the ending. Can we just take a moment to appreciate this journey? From Zara being traded like property, to marrying the mafia uncle for revenge, to falling in real love, to becoming a mother, to living her absolute best life? This is the happy ending we all deserved. Listen, I am so emotional right now because this story has been everything. 4 parts. Thousands of words. And you guys showed up for every single one. The comments, the likes, the theories, the love, thank you. If you enjoyed this series, if Zara and Daesung's love story touched your heart, if you're happy they got their happily ever after, please hit that like button one last time. Let's get this finale to 20,000 views. Subscribe if you haven't already because I have more stories coming that are just as addictive, just as dramatic, and just as romantic. Comment below, what was your favorite moment from this entire series? The gala confrontation? Zara saving Daesung? The pregnancy reveal? Or the birth? I want to know. Thank you so much for going on this journey with Zara and Daesung. This has been incredible. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next story. Bye.